Welcome back to the channel, folks. I was talking to a truck driver friend tonight. He's got what I consider a problem with traffic. He gets really animated. He gets really upset. He gets very vocal about traffic and how people do. And one of the things that we talked about was big trucks wanting to stay in the center lane, especially trucks that cannot do the speed limit. Now, I understand why trucks do this. I get it. It's usually mega carriers. It's big trucking companies. I think they're trained to stay in the center lane. That way they don't impede traffic in the left lane, but they stay out of the right lane with traffic getting on and off the interstate. The problem with this is they don't and can't do the speed limit. So in a lot of areas, big trucks are not allowed in the left lane. That's a very heavy fine if they're caught in the left lane. And trucks should not have to pass in the right lane. It causes traffic congestion because of people getting on and off of the interstate and big trucks trying to pass in the right lane. I think truck drivers, in my opinion, and I'm not a person that gets really upset with traffic, not like my friend does. He gets very upset. I'm not one that really gets that mad and upset about traffic, but I think it should be a national law. And I honestly think this, that if a big truck is caught in the center lane impeding traffic with other trucks, they should be fined just like a truck passing in the left lane. And I thought this would be a good subject to bring to trucking and politics. Do I like the government imposing fines or imposing anything, controlling anything? No, I don't like the government controlling anything whatsoever. But this has become an epidemic problem with mega carriers and trucks that cannot do the speed limit. They just sit in the center lane, refuse to move over. They could have traffic backed up for 10 or 15 miles behind them, and they do not care. It is only about what they do and how they do it. And this video I'm about to show you really proves this point about impeding traffic. And I also caught a distracted driver on this video as well. So let's play the video and we will talk it through and show you what I'm talking about here. So this part of the trip, I got off of the interstate. I pulled into Pilot truck stop. It's where I like to get fuel. My company doesn't require me to get fuel here, but I like Pilot for the most part. And this was, I thought, was going to be my lucky day. I pulled into the fuel island. Just so happened I didn't plan this out. The flatbedder in front of me was just leaving the fuel pump, and I got right up here. If you'll notice, there's a Snyder truck on the right side of me as I was pulling in. Really nice guy. He and I sat out there. I had to wash the brine, the white brine, off of my windows. Really nice guy. We sat out there and talked for a while. Then we got on the interstate, and you can see this Amazon Prime driver is in the center lane, and I am being forced to pass on the right. You'll see here just in a second, whenever I get up to him, what else he is causing. Wait until I get up close to him here, and you can look over in the left lane right here. There is a semi-truck being forced to pass in the left lane. This should not happen because Amazon Prime was either refusing to do the speed limit, or he had a governed truck and he was refusing to move out of that center lane. We had been behind him. This was a different clip. I had already passed the Amazon Prime driver, and I got behind this box truck here. This box truck is a distracted driver. If you'll look at the signs here in this left lane, you will see that the left lane is ending. And this box truck again is in the center lane, refusing to move over. We're losing the left lane, so therefore I couldn't pass. The reason I couldn't move over to the right is because there was a truck in the right lane. You will see here in just a second who that truck is in the right lane. Can you imagine who it would be? I don't know who could possibly be in the right lane that is preventing me to get over into the right lane to pass this bob truck or box truck. We will see that here shortly. The box truck is a distracted driver, and he's hogging the center lane. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Who is this guy in the right lane? None other than Mr. Amazon Prime driver. So what does he do? He is trying his best to pass me back and the box truck. The box truck all of a sudden sees that he is out in the left lane and he doesn't have anywhere to go, so he slows down and slows down even farther. You'll notice that he tried to get over in front of that Amazon Prime driver, and he wasn't having it. He wasn't going to let the guy over. So finally, after all this, then the box truck moves over, and I start speeding up, trying to get my momentum up. I'm heavy. I'm 45,000 pounds or so. It takes me a little bit in my Freightliner to get the coal fire build up where I can get going. And just as I start going and getting my steam built up, the Amazon Prime driver jumps out in the left lane. And I have to slow down again, because there's a slow truck in the right lane that is preventing me from speeding up. Finally, after all of this, the Amazon Prime driver finally moves over into the right lane, and I get going again. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely irrational, irresponsible. Couple of non-professional drivers here. Doesn't care about anybody else on the road except for themselves. And finally, I get my steam built up again here, and I get to pass Mr. Amazon Prime. So you say, well, what difference does all this make, Dave? Well, again, like I said, I'm not mad about it. I'm not upset about all of this. But this is ridiculous. This whole process, from the time I left the truck stop till I finally passed this Amazon Prime driver, It probably took 10 miles. 10 miles of impeding traffic, holding traffic up, building traffic up behind all of us. If the Amazon Prime driver had been in the right lane where he is supposed to be, the box truck driver was not distracted and was in the right lane where he was supposed to be, and they let traffic go through that were wanting to do or could do the speed limit, the traffic would have run a lot smoother. There wouldn't be this backup. I turned the video off here, but once I get into the right lane after I get past the Amazon Prime driver, there's just car after car after car after car passing me in the left lane because all of this was being held up, and it all started with this Amazon Prime driver that was reluctant to move out of the center lane and let traffic flow. That is a big reason of why we have so much traffic congestion. This is why we don't need speed limiters on trucks at all, because it is going to do this more and more, is going to lead to more frustration, more anxiety with drivers. The friend that I was talking about, he's got a really bad problem, a temper with traffic. Is going to cause road rage. All of you company drivers, you mega carrier company drivers that can't do the speed limit, stay out of the center lane. That is the easiest thing for you to do. I see it all the time down on Interstate 35 in Texas. Speed limit down there is higher. It seems like there's a lot of trucks down there that, they can't do the speed limit. And they just sit in that center lane, and traffic is backed up for miles and miles and miles. If you are a trucking company, tell your drivers to stay out of the center lane. Move over and let traffic pass. We don't need to be passing in the left lane. We don't need to be passing in the right lane. We don't need to be allowing you to impede traffic because you have a slow truck. Get out of the way. Move out of the way. Be a courteous driver and allow traffic to flow. If it irritates you that you have a slow truck, that you work for a company that restricts you down to 65 miles an hour or under, and that really bothers you, do the sensible thing and quit that company and go to work for someone else. I'm not angry about it. I'm just talking rational sense here. I have seen this more and more here recently with drivers. I just don't understand it. It's like you're angry that you're driving this 65 mile an hour truck, so you're going to take it out on everybody on the road? Do yourself a favor and do everyone else a favor and quit your job and go to work somewhere else. Or get another trucking job where you have a faster truck. Or just take the high road and move over into the right lane. I know it's irritating. I know it's bothersome. It makes your day harder. But because of your frustration, you're going to take it out on everyone else. I don't see the point in that. I really don't. I do what I need to do. I pass who I need to pass, and I get right back over in the right lane. I get out of people's way. You should too. Just a bit of advice. Do the right thing, folks. Stay out of the center lane and don't drive distracted. That's all I got for now. You guys, as always, be good to each other. Take care of yourself. Look out for each other. Quit this picking stuff. Quit this better than thou stuff. We're all out here doing the best we can. do the best we can for each other. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.